As long as I can remember, all I ever wanted out of life was attention and praise, which isn't quite the same as fame. I craved praise from family and friends. My mother was deep into community theater, but I wanted to write or film things. I wanted to have a show or write for a show. I was a creative mind. My dream was to be a staff writer for Saturday Night Live or something similar. This has been my goal for most of my life, but I never really put any energy into pursuing that life. I don't like hard work. I do my best to avoid effort in any way I can. My ADHD distracts me, and I get disappointed by constant failure, so I just don't put the effort in anymore. I prefer the dreams to the process. Thinking is more satisfying than trying, especially if I assume I'll fail anyway. I always like talking to myself. I find it therapeutic and frequently educational. My brain listens to itself out loud with more clarity. I think they call that auditory processing in the ADHD communities. I started writing at an early age, starting with handwritten journals on paper. I self-published a book of short comedy pieces when I was 16. Eventually, the journals evolved into online blogging, and for the first time, my thoughts were accessible to others if I chose. I never put any effort into self-promotion. It was there, but I wasn't asking anybody to notice. I was an early adopter of any camera technology I could get my hands on. I started making silent films in high school. The format at that time was poor quality 8mm film with major limitations and a high cost. I think I remember you bought a 7-minute film and then sent it away for 2 weeks to be processed. Then that needed to be loaded into a projector and projected onto a 4-foot screen in a darkened room. Editing was quite literally a cut and paste process that was messy and laborious. Needless to say, I didn't make too many of them, but I'm glad I have the story to tell, even if I don't have any of the actual films. It was all too much effort, and silent films didn't really allow for the kind of humor I liked. Video cameras eventually appeared, and I had a Songhai 8, which was a loser in another standards war. I was glad when low-cost digital cameras started offering video recording. Technology had finally caught up with my needs, and I loved it. There were no editors at first, but I was just talking to the camera anyway. Verbal diaries. Not being able to edit was actually a bonus for my lifestyle. Digital editing was the dream, but it took a long time to become affordable enough for home use. Now, digital video is everywhere with editing features greater than anyone could have even imagined, so much so that people don't even realize how significant it is to those of us who started at the beginning. Now, everyone has a phone that can transmit video across the world clearer than TV ever could. People not only talk to their cameras without worrying about the cost, but they also share mundane videos of what they had for lunch. Millions of strangers are clicking like on that video of your cat knocking over a plant. Talking to your camera is commonplace, and I love it. I still talk to my camera as if it were another person. It helps to think with a different perspective. Special AI effects and lip-syncing character heads would have cost thousands of dollars and assistance. Today it was free and took 7 minutes. Tools like Snapchat and others have created a whole new world of content-producing celebrities without any help. Young kids don't dream of becoming filmmakers. They are. They wake up and record content on the walk to the bathroom and post it to be seen before breakfast. My dream came and passed me by. I got the ability to make movies and realized I never really wanted it. I've always been just me, turning on the camera whenever I felt like I had something to say. Sharing came with anxiety and followed up with the pressure to do more. One quickly falls into the trap of trying to satisfy the viewer rather than creating for my personal needs and satisfaction. I became aware of my content in a new way, and that exposed my low self-esteem and fear of reactions. As much as I crave praise, the opposite can crush me. I think they call that rejection sensitivity dysphoria or something. I stopped talking to the camera and sharing for a while. I felt insignificant, and everyone else was putting in the effort and making amazing content I felt I couldn't compete with. I didn't want it to feel like work. When I blog in text, I don't go back and read the posts. They are first drafts, and that's exactly the amount of effort I like. When I talk to the camera, I don't usually edit. Most never make it online for sharing. I have a saying, if you don't share your work, it is perfect. It is exactly as good as I believe it is. I don't need anyone to contradict my belief. Sharing opens it up to ridicule. This past year, thanks in part to ADHD medication and loneliness, I have started actually putting effort into making mini movies and online content. I use filters and special effects and AI tools to create content for my YouTube channel and blog and other social media. I have Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram and share farm videos and other humor content I am proud of. I still don't promote it, but it's there to see, and enough people click like now and then to feel good about it. I don't want to be famous, I just want a few fans.